Another iPhone every year, right? Not so fast. Apple may occasionally surprise us with something new, such as the iPhone Air in 2025 and the unexpectedly feature-rich standard iPhone 17. In addition to a high-end foldable iPhone, Apple is rumored to release the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max in autumn 2026. Following a recent schedule change, the standard iPhone 18 and iPhone 18e are expected to launch in spring 2027. Here's a brief overview of what the rumors and leaks suggest the iPhone 18 models will feature. Weibo leaker Digital Chat Station reports that the iPhone 18 Pro Max will introduce a lens with a variable aperture for the first time. Rumors indicate the existence of an iPhone 18, an iPhone 18 Pro, and an iPhone 18 Pro Max, excluding any non-iPhone 18 devices, such as the anticipated folding iPhone and the second-generation Air. It is said that the designs will resemble those of the iPhone 17 range. The standard iPhone 18 will feature a smaller camera bump similar to that of the iPhone 17, while the Pro and Pro Max models will showcase a larger elevated plateau housing 3 cameras. Screen sizes are expected to remain consistent with the 6.3 and 6.9-inch displays of the current versions. One likely design change, as per a Weibo leaker, pertains to the charging area on the rear of the iPhone 18 Pro variants. Reports suggest that the ceramic shield section will be slightly transparent, though the exact implications of this are not entirely clear. Camera. Aperture improvements. Apple just improved the iPhone 17 camera system with 48 megapixel sensors, so it's unlikely there will be any big modifications to the hardware. One big rumor we've heard about the iPhone 18 camera system comes from leaker Digital Chat Station on Weibo, who alleges that the iPhone 18 Pro Max, and just that model, would get a camera with a mechanically adjustable aperture like DSLR cameras. This would provide users extensive control over background blurring, but especially with the ability to maintain the foreground and background sharp. The iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max's telephoto lenses are reportedly rumored to have a bigger overall aperture for clearer shots in low-light scenarios. 2. Dynamic Island. Apple hasn't modified the size or form of the dynamic island since its introduction on the iPhone 14 Pro, but some reports claim there may be changes coming to the iPhone 18's camera cutout. Some have claimed there will merely be a pinhole cutout for the camera with the complete Face ID assembly under the display, but most sources say that alterations will be limited to the foldable iPhone or arrive on the 20th anniversary model. However, it still may look different. The ever-reliable Mark Gurman at Bloomberg has stated that Apple will shrink the dynamic island on the iPhone 18 models, which means that part of the numerous sensors and emitters required for Face ID may be under the display or merged. The A20 chip. The iPhone 18 series will have a new A20 processor, likely produced using TSMC's new 2-nanometer fabrication process, which can allow for more complicated processors in the same area and could potentially allow for better power efficiency. The A20 is speculated to use a novel method dubbed wafer-level multi-chip module packaging to insert the RAM into the SoCs package. It's not clear what the benefit will be, although more tightly integrated RAM can mean more memory bandwidth and reduced RAM latency or better power efficiency. 3. Wireless connectivity. While the iPhone Air includes a more powerful version of Apple's C1 modem, nicknamed the C1X, the other iPhone 17 versions still employ Qualcomm wireless modems. That's likely to change in the iPhone 18 line. We're told to expect a new C2 modem in the iPhone 18 phones, including the Pro and Pro Max. It's not yet obvious what features it will offer, but of course it should deliver higher performance and energy efficiency than the C1X and presumably support high-speed M-Wave networks in addition to the regular Sub-6 networks. Apple revealed its local networking processor in the iPhone 17 range as well. The N1 supports Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, and Thread networking. We haven't heard anything about an N2 on the way, and honestly, one probably isn't needed so soon. Could Apple have an N1X surprise in store the way it did with the C1X? It's plausible, but so far the rumor mill expects Apple to create the iPhone 18 line using the same N1 chip as seen in the iPhone 17. However, a report from The Information states that Apple is gearing up to accommodate 5G networks that are served by satellites, notably Starlink satellites. While the iPhone has offered satellite connectivity for emergency situations for years, this would allow the iPhone 18 models to have full internet access via satellite, not just emergency services. 4. Split launch. There have been continuous reports for some time that Apple will shake up its release timetable. In September 2026, Apple will reportedly exclusively introduce the high-end models, iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max, the revolutionary folding iPhone, and perhaps an improved iPhone Air. That implies the base model iPhone 18 will wait until spring 2027, when it will supposedly come alongside the iPhone 18e. This is a major change for Apple, and it means that the new iPhones next year will all have price tags of $999 or more. 5. A wide range. We haven't noticed any news of modifications in pricing to the present iPhone lineup in 2026. As it stands, the iPhone 17 starts at $799, and the iPhone Air is $999, while the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max models start at $1,099 and $1,199, respectively. However, the debut of the folding iPhone could radically affect the pricing structure, as it will reportedly have a starting price of $1,999 or more. Next, the iPhone Air 2 2026 release date expectations, pricing projections, and upgrades. What we know so far. Apple's first ever iPhone Air made its debut in fall 2025 alongside the iPhone 17 series, marking a new chapter for the brand's design language. But even though it is barely out of the box, the hype over its follow-up, anticipated to be called the iPhone Air 2 2026, is already heating up. While Apple hasn't confirmed the name just yet, one thing is pretty well certain. This will be the second generation of Apple's slimmest iPhone to date, projected to measure around 5.6mm thick, or possibly even less. The iPhone Air 2 is speculated to come alongside the iPhone 18 lineup, which might feature models like the iPhone 18 Pro, iPhone 18 Pro Max, and Apple's first foldable iPhone. At this moment, leaks are still few, but don't expect any huge visual shakeups. The iPhone Air 2 will presumably preserve the same ultra-thin design while improving the internals. Anticipate a more powerful next-gen chipset and a few modest improvements to boost performance and economy. It's still early days, but we already have a few good predictions about what Apple might be preparing for this model. As fresh info appears, we'll be keeping a close eye on every rumor and update concerning the iPhone Air 2 2026, so stay tuned if you want to follow everything Apple's cooking up next. 1. iPhone Air 2 release date. The iPhone Air 2 is slated to land in September 2026. The specific day isn't known yet, but Apple likes to stick to a very regular release schedule, so September is the safe guess. The first iPhone Air arrived in September 2025, and practically every iPhone series before that likewise dropped in the fall, so there's no reason to expect Apple will switch things up next year. The one thing that could alter is how many models arrive in the fall. Some rumors say the ordinary iPhone 18 might arrive alongside the iPhone 18e in 2027 instead of with the rest of the series in fall 2026. Of course, we'll have to wait and see whether that actually happens. We're still months away from the official announcement. 2. iPhone Air 2 price. It's way too early to know the price for the iPhone Air 2, which is still a year out. That said, the first iPhone Air is already costly, so I wouldn't anticipate Apple to boost it considerably more. Of course, with possible increased tariffs in play, nothing is guaranteed. 3. iPhone Air 2 design. The iPhone Air 2 will presumably look a lot like the current model, and it will still be Apple's tiniest iPhone. That's the whole purpose. The current Air is just 5.6mm thin, and the next one might be around the same or even smaller if Apple finds a way to shave it down a bit more. Expect the next Air to retain using titanium for a blend of strength and lightness, just like the current model, along with ceramic shielded protection on both front and back. An IP68 rating is also a guarantee. Every new flagship needs good dust and water protection, so the next Air should have at least that. You can also count on the reintroduction of the Action button for customized shortcuts and the dedicated camera control button for easy access to camera capabilities and visual intelligence features. Color options, still a mystery. 4. iPhone Air 2 battery. Battery life is usually a tough balance with ultra-tiny phones, and so far, there aren't any leaks concerning the iPhone Air 2. However, Apple doesn't seem ready to employ silicon-carbon batteries yet, so don't expect a significantly bigger battery than the present model. Right now, the iPhone Air has a 3,149 mAh battery, which is decent for daily use. Apple brought back the MagSafe battery and made it exclusive to the Air, and odds are the next generation will follow the same way. The current Air scores roughly 6 hours 41 meters in battery testing, ranking number 79 over the past 2 years. That's barely shy of the class average of 7 hours and 9 minutes, and it even tops the S25 Edge, despite the latter having a significantly greater battery. So, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting tech news and updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.